There is one way to best describe today in the crypto market, and that is something I tweeted out this morning. Sunday fun day. Yes, it has been a fun day in the crypto market. A lot of green we're seeing throughout the crypto space. ADA and many other assets, even ones I listed in my top 10, performing incredibly well to lead us to some of our highest closes we have seen in a while. And we're going to talk about this because we are actually leading into Crypto Week Part 2. We need to talk about actually an important move that took place for ADA. We need to actually talk about a new all-time high set in a certain ADA metric as well. We're going to discuss all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yes, green is the very recurring theme. Almost everywhere you look in the crypto market, it's green, 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 baby. That is what we love to see. And again, this is taking us to potentially the highest weekly close we have seen for ADA since all the way back in the early part of March. It's a very exciting move, unless we have something catastrophic that sends ADA down to 80.5 cents. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we're testing some very important levels. Things are getting lively, and frankly, for the most part on the weekends, I don't really watch the charts. The reason why is I understand that we're in the midst of a much bigger, broader move across the crypto market. We're in very thin liquidity. There's very high conviction right now. And it seems like the buyers are just overwhelming the sellers right now, and there's going to be a moment that breaks, and we just go on a very nice surge in the space. Now, this isn't to guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but excuse me. What I will say has been a very exciting move today is ADA has officially flipped Tron for the first time in quite some time. It seemed like we were almost cemented in that number 10 spot in the crypto market, but here we sit actually closing in on a $31 billion market cap off of $1.6 billion in trading volume. That is a very strong move on a Sunday. And guys, we're only, gosh, what's that, about 30% away from flipping Dogecoin once again. Very, very strong moves. And again, I consider ADA number 7 overall because I don't count stable coins in these rankings, but we're seeing very similar moves throughout many assets in the crypto space. Even some of the ones that I was discussing in my top 10 video, for example, Jasmy up 12% on the daily, SHIB actually making some strong moves today as well. It's very nice to see the market finally working together, retail finally getting it in their head that, hey, we don't have to have this PTSD. There's very little of assets to go around. And now we're going on these significant moves. Now, guys, this is a week where crypto optics are not going to be dying because, yes, we are in fact going to have Crypto Week Part 2. So the White House is actually to release its first crypto policy report this week on July 22nd, which is going to be Tuesday, as required by the Executive Order 14178. So this is actually specified that within 180 days of the date of this order, the working group shall submit a report to the president through the APEP, which shall recommend regulatory and legislative proposals that advance the policies established in this order. In particular, the report shall focus on the following. The working group shall propose a federal regulatory framework governing the issuance and operation of digital assets, including stablecoins in the United States. Obviously, we just had the Genius Act signed into law, which is a very big deal. The working group shall evaluate the potential creation and maintenance of the national digital asset stockpile and proposed criteria for establishing such a stockpile potentially derived from cryptocurrency lawfully seized by the federal government through its law enforcement efforts, which we really haven't heard much about since the early part of this year. And the chair shall designate an executive director of the working group who shall be responsible for coordinating its day-to-day functions. As appropriate and consistent with the law, the working group shall hold public hearings and receive individual expertise from leaders in the digital asset and digital markets, which we have had ongoing for quite some time. So again, this is another week where, again, the optics that have already been booming, they have the chance to boom even more, and they can boom even further with the good performance in terms of price. Now, obviously, we don't know what we're going to see in terms of price performance as we get into the week, but something I did want to point out, total market cap of crypto is about to close its highest weekly candle in history. That brings retail optics to the space. And what I find to be just pure lunacy is the fact that there are people still betting against the market in such a way. Now, I hadn't looked at this in a couple days here, but where we're at right now is actually huge short leverage, trying to push the crypto market down yet again. I feel like a broken record, just saying this time and time again. But again, we are sitting at this point where we could potentially see the largest short squeeze once again in crypto history. Why I'm saying that is in terms of ADA, we are currently sitting at $1.62 billion, which over the past few days, guys, we actually set a new all-time high in terms of ADA open interest. I'm not sure if anybody's aware of that or not, but yeah, there is huge betting going on surrounding ADA currently. And the crazy thing about this, guys, still an almost 7% imbalance to the short side. I feel like they just aren't, trying to think of the best way to phrase this. I feel like they are just not getting it where this market is heading to. And that's fine by me, right? I'm long. I have my long positions open. I've been holding ADA for a very long period of time now. And I understand that we're heading into mass adoption, into enterprise adoption, institutional adoption, government adoption. And guess what? ADA and Cardano are in fact a very central focus of that. That's why ADA is being tested out by enterprises and governments throughout the world. That's why there's filings for ADA spot ETFs. It shouldn't come as a shocker that ADA has a huge opportunity to outperform in the later part of this market cycle. It's why right now, I can't remember if I showed this earlier or not. When we look at this altcoin season index, which is now up to a 52 and still climbing, it's why we have now officially seen ADA flip BTC in this regard. All right. We are making massive moves in the crypto market right now. And guys, Cardano and ADA have an incredibly loud narrative right now, with some of the biggest things still coming down the pipeline. Real green lighting of Bitcoin OS, Glacier airdrop, Ouroboros Laos. It's stuff that you can really truly get excited about moving forward through Q3 and Q4 of this year. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Appreciate it as always. Hopefully the green continues, and I'd love to see another massive week ahead for ADA, potentially even breaking $1 like we were talking about. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. And this isn't even, I didn't even get into, I didn't even get into the Clarity Act, which even has a higher likelihood of passing than the Genius Act did. So yeah, the good times hopefully just continue to keep rolling. Hopefully this is, again, a lot of that fuel that we're throwing on the fire to just keep this thing burning away. So have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.